Hi everyone, I'm Stan from Eagle Vision. I'm here with Lee Gray. Lee, welcome.
Hi Stan, how are you?
Good. And so Lee is the designer and founder of Kyron Audio. Kyron design and manufacture the ultimate music systems for the home. I really wanted to talk to Lee about sound design and creating an acoustic space that feels like a warm hug, essentially. There are so many different elements of either bespoke design or maybe retrofitting a space. And in the first episode, we're going to talk about the why to sound design. So, Lee, tell us a little bit about Kyron and I guess how you came to designing these systems.
Well, Kyron started back in about 2000.
Right.
I'm a musician by trade.
Yep.
And I became a full-time musician in the Defence Force in about year 2000,
Right.
which is where I met my business partner,
Yep.
who was also a musician and sound engineer.
Right.
And on a flight north,
Yeah.
he asked me, he knew that I was quite practical, and he said, would you like to build some speakers?
Yeah.
By the end of that flight, 5 other guys in the band said, hey, we would like a set.
Yep.
And Kyron was kind of born out of the shed after
Oh,
that
wow.
for a few years.
Yeah.
And then after about 3 years, we decided we want to have a crack at designing the world's best
Yep.
music system.
Brilliant. And you've won some amazing awards
Yes.
in the
Yeah,
Go of it
won,
as well.
won Best Sounding Show any number of times and
Yeah.
Loudspeaker of the Year. So yeah, we've been quite successful in that space.
Fantastic. And so talk about the sound fatigue and why some places feel really awkward and others feel more better or more comfortable. How does that work? Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time spaces are designed with the aesthetic as the highest priority.
Yep.
And very little thought is given to the acoustic sound of the space. The issue with that is we do often suffer from this sound fatigue.
Yep.
It's typically in highly reverberant type spaces. Think of a supermarket or a modern cafe.
Yeah.
Quite often, typically very bad concrete floors,
Yeah.
glass, concrete ceilings, and that becomes very difficult to hold down. A decent conversation, especially for aging citizens, where you start to lose some of that top end of your hearing. So we like to give thought to designing the whole space. We specialise in designing for music for the home type of environment, but we're on a bit of a mission to make people aware that this should be a consideration, whether it's commercial, or for the home.
Yeah.
That people give this some thought.
Yeah, sure.
On designing for that.
And so what about, it's almost like noise cancelling headphones that when you're wearing them rather than listening to sound properly.
Yeah, I mean, it was a revelation for me. I know when I did my first long haul flight with noise cancelling headphones, the way that you come off the other end, I'm sure, some of the people listening today have experienced that, the difference between having that constant going or, being absent. It definitely, it's a great improvement on your well-being.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's almost to that Danish concept of hygge, where we're trying to create that warm environment almost. Yeah.
That's right. I mean, we want the home to be a place, of comfort and relaxation, not just to look beautiful. We want you to walk into that space, have that relaxation, and music is obviously a big part of that. But getting the acoustics of the room right first is highly important, so you can maximise whatever your investment that you've put into your music system.
Yeah, yeah. And the artists that are spending millions and millions of dollars creating the art, and most people really listening to it on really substandard.
That's right. Society now consumes music probably more so than it ever has in the history of time.
Yeah.
But the reality is we're consuming it in a way that is greatly devaluing the experience. So, at best we might be listening to it typically on headphones, but a lot of the time we're just listening to it, say, on the rumbler on your mobile phone, and that creates a really poor representation of what, as you said, the art that these musicians have created, spent millions of dollars on it, and we're getting this really poor 2D representation of what it is, as opposed to, a well-designed music system creates a 3D type of environment where you can, you can pinpoint where each of the musicians are sitting on the stage, and you can have a concert in your home at any time with your Ugg boots and your glass of your favourite red.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, it's just that experience of taking it up to that other level. And we'll talk all about that in the next video. Thank you for this, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you again.